The T-14 Armata, Russia's supposedly revolutionary tank. It was hailed as a game-changer, a tank that could dominate the battlefield like no other. So why is this futuristic war machine sitting quietly in some Russian base while ancient relics like the T-62 are rolling into Ukraine? What's going on? Let's break this down. Russia's losses in Ukraine since the launch of the full-scale invasion recently passed another milestone, with the total number of tanks claimed destroyed by Kyiv passing the 9,000 mark. As of October 17, the figure stands at 914, according to the General Staff of Ukraine's armed forces. At the start of the full-scale invasion, Russia was estimated to have around 3,300 operational tanks, suggesting that all those that initially drove into Ukraine, and then some, have been taken out over the course of 2.5 years. It's impossible to know for certain exactly how many tanks Russia has lost during the full-scale invasion of Ukraine, so any figures need to be treated as estimates. Another open-source investigative project, Oryx, has visually confirmed 3,387 Russian tank losses. Oryx also reported that Russia lost 3,235 tanks overall, including 2,199 destroyed, 156 damaged, 362 abandoned, and 518 captured. However, come to the point. On paper, the Armata looks amazing. It's a huge leap over the T-90, let alone older tanks like the T-80 and T-72. Operational range exceeds 500 kilometers, 300 miles. It can fire laser-guided missiles with an effective range of 7 to 12 kilometers. Top speed of 80-90 km/h, 50-56 mph. Features an unmanned turret with a 125mm 2A82 1mm smoothbore gun, upgradable to a 152mm gun. Equipped with a coaxial 7.62 machine gun and a 12.7-meter remote weapon station. Modern fire control system with thermal sights and moving target tracking capabilities. With better armor, an advanced unmanned turret, a state-of-the-art fire control system, and more, it's a true 21st century tank. Sure, it's bigger and easier to hit, but in modern warfare, size isn't everything. If deployed, it should dominate the battlefield. Even if the T-14 wasn't living up to all the hype and was only as good as a T-90, why not send it? After all, Russia has burned through much of its stockpile of T-90s and T-72s. Upgrading and deploying the Armata would make sense, even if just to gain combat data and improve the design, right? But they didn't. The T-14s are sitting idle. Instead, we're seeing ancient T-62s and even T-55s being dragged out of storage. What gives? Is Russia saving the Armata for some secret plan? Or is there something much deeper, much more problematic going on? Here's one possibility. The T-14 Armata might be nothing more than a Potemkin project, a shiny facade designed to impress, but with little substance underneath. It's no secret that Russia's defense industry has struggled with corruption, delays, and budget constraints. The T-14 may have been overhyped, underdelivered, and plagued by design flaws too embarrassing to admit. This would explain why Russia is choosing to upgrade old tanks instead of deploying their so-called super tank. Old designs are cheaper, more reliable, and already proven in combat. But there's another possibility. The T-14 might actually be too advanced for its own good. Training crews to use it, to developing logistics for maintenance, and integrating it into the existing force might be more effort than it's worth during a high-stakes conflict. And let's not forget, sending a limited number of T-14s into Ukraine would risk them being captured or destroyed. Imagine the propaganda victory for NATO-aligned countries if one of these tanks ended up in Western hands. Worse still, losing several T-14s to Abrams, Challengers, or Leopards would destroy the myth of its invincibility. Maybe this is all part of some elaborate strategy? Call it the reverse numerical order doctrine. Start with the T-62s, then the T-55s, and work your way back to the T-34 before finally unleashing the T-14. Hey, why not throw in some medieval catapults while you're at it? So, what's the deal with the Armata? Is it a victim of Russia's defense industry woes, too futuristic to deploy, or just an overhyped paper tiger? One thing's for sure. Until we see it in action, the T-14 remains more mystery than legend. What do you think? Let us know in the comments.